Writing down or notating your moves in a game of chess allows you to review your games later, settle disputes that may occur, or reconstruct the position in case it gets messed up. You notate both players' moves. Step 1 is to know how to name a square. Simply combine the file and the rank in that order. Step 2 is to learn the code letters for the pieces. The only tricky one is the knight because the king uses the K, so the knight uses the N. The pawn does not get a code letter, and code letters are always capitalized while everything else is going to be lowercase. So when writing down a move by one of the big pieces, you simply start with the piece's code letter, then indicate the square where it is landing. The move equals the code letter plus the square. In this case, it is capital B, A3. For pawn moves, just notate the square where the pawn lands on at the end of its move. White's move here is notated simply as A4, and black's move is C3. For captures with the big pieces, simply add an X after the code letter. White's bishop captures on A5, so it is capital B X A5. And black's knight captures on B2, so that's capital N X B2. Notating pawn captures has a fun trick to help you remember the technique. First, pretend that every pawn has a first name and a last name. The D pawn's first name is D, and its last name is pawn. When a pawn makes a capture, we only use its first name. Here we see the C pawn captures on B3. The proper notation for that is CXB3. And now black recaptures. We write that AXB3. Finally, some special notation. If the move is a check, add a plus sign at the end of the move. If it's checkmate, you add a hashtag. For pawn promotion, notate the pawn move, then add equals Q or R, N, or B if you underpromote. For kingside castling, it's O-O, and when castling queenside, add an extra -O for the extra square that the rook has to move.